you are much better off operating at 100% for 50% of the time than at 50% 100% of the time. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of entrepreneurs are doing. They're so focused on putting in the hours in their business that they don't realize they're not taking care of themselves. Welcome to Leading with Force, the podcast where we help you grow your business and lead your people with passion and purpose. I'm Brian Force. I appreciate you joining me for this episode. Let's dive in. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. I really appreciate you hanging out with me for this week's episode. Before we dive in, please, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to this podcast. If you're getting value from this content on whatever platform you're listening to it on, it really helps me with my mission to reach as many people as possible. And then go on over to brianforce.com and sign up for our weekly newsletter, Leading with Force. I really spent a lot of time creating actionable guidance and insights on things that you can implement in your business right now. So go check that out. I appreciate you listening again. Let's get back to the episode. As a business owner, an entrepreneur, a manager, a business person of any sort, your life most likely tends to be contingent on a lot of systems and processes, a way of doing things. If you found any level of success in your business, it's probably because you have some sort of recipe, a repeatable process by which you do things. And you understand the importance and the value of this process. You understand the importance of having a way of doing things. It's what makes your business unique. It's what makes you profitable. It's what makes you successful, hopefully. And the refinement and evolution, the constant improvement of that process is what keeps your business on the cutting edge of your industry. It's what keeps your business moving forward, and it's what keeps you as a business owner inching ever closer to your goals. And then obviously expanding your goals as you continue to hit them and culminating in you manifesting the vision that you have for your life. It's an evolution. It's a journey. It's a continuous iteration of a way of doing things. And inside your business, you likely know what that way of doing things needs to involve. You understand the pieces that are most integral to your business's success. You know the things that have to be done at a high level every single time to make sure that you give great client service, to make sure that you have a successful outcome, to make sure that you're profitable, to make sure that your business continues to grow and thrive. You understand the inputs in your business. You understand the metrics that you're measuring in your business. You understand the nuts and bolts, if you were. And when those things aren't happening, you're able to identify really quickly what's going wrong. You're able to take action to rectify the things that aren't working in your business. You're able to optimize the conveyor belt. You're able to optimize the machine and get things back on track and keep heading in the right direction. It's what we do as business people. As we build processes, we find great people to run those processes, and then they result in a great product or service. And we understand what needs to happen along the way to produce that product or service. The reality is, though, as business people, especially entrepreneurs that are running our own business, there's a whole other aspect of our lives that we can optimize to make sure that our businesses are flourishing the way that we know that they can. That's because we're the leaders. We are at the helm. It all, at the end of the day, comes down to us and how we show up in our businesses every day. And so while we can optimize our processes, we can optimize our operations, we have to optimize ourselves as well to ensure that we're capable of showing up for our business and for our people, for our team each and every day. And today I want to talk about how we can optimize our lives to show up in the best form that we possibly can for our people, for our teams, and for our businesses every day. I'm talking about optimizing our health, both physically and mentally, to show up in the most impactful state that we possibly can every single day. This is something that often gets overlooked when we talk about business building, when we talk about manifesting the vision that you have for your business. Really, when we talk about being an entrepreneur in general, we just talk about the grind. We talk about getting up and doing it every single day, grinding it out, burning the midnight oil, putting the extra hours in, doing the things that other people won't. And that's how you're going to get ahead and how you're going to succeed. And that's not necessarily wrong. To run a successful business, you have to be willing to go the extra mile. You have to be willing to do things that most other people aren't willing to do. But if you're constantly stuck in what we call the grind, and you're not taking care of yourself physically and mentally, then your ability to be effective, no matter how many hours you put in, becomes diminished. You are much better off operating at 100% for 50% of the time than at 50% 100% of the time. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of entrepreneurs are doing. They're so focused on putting in the hours in their business that they don't realize they're not taking care of themselves, both their bodies and their minds, and that the hours they're putting in are incredibly less effective than they could be if they were putting in fewer hours at work and more hours working on them. So today I want to talk about the 5 keys to really enhancing your physical and mental health as an entrepreneur. Let's start off by identifying the unique challenges that entrepreneurs face when it comes to these aspects of their lives. This isn't just entrepreneurs, but business people in general that are in highly stressful positions. Being a business owner puts you in a lot of high stress situations. When the success or failure of the entire company at the end of the day comes down to you, you tend to spend more time in high stress situations than the average W-2 employee. And these increased levels of stress can lead to all sorts of negative effects on your body and your mind. High levels of stress can reduce your body's immune responsiveness. It can lead to really negative sleep cycles, weight gain, all kinds of negative effects on your physical body. And the mental effects are obvious. The more time that you spend in high stress mode, the less likely you are to be able to think dynamically, make balanced and rational decisions, and essentially put your best foot forward when it comes to running the company. Coming from a place of constant stress does not empower your best thinking. And when you run the show, your thinking is incredibly crucial because you set the tone for the entire operation. And the amount of hours themselves is a unique challenge. We tend as entrepreneurs to work more than most people. I'm still working right now, and I will be for the next few hours, and it's the middle of the evening on a Monday night. This is what we signed up for. This is what we've committed to, but it's a grind. There's really no other way to describe it. To be a successful entrepreneur, you're most likely going to be asked to put in more hours than other people at normal day jobs. That also means that you've got to manage your time incredibly well, because the more hours you spend working, the fewer hours you have to make healthy decisions when it comes to how you treat your body and your mind. You're going to have less time for mindfulness practice. You're going to have less time for physical activity that's great for your body and for your soul. And let's be honest, when you're pressed for time, you don't tend to make the best choices as to what you put in your body as well. And when you deal with really long hours at work, you tend to make unhealthy decisions as to how you treat your body in the name of convenience. And so you have to be strategic around how you treat your body and your mind when you're running your own business, because you're going to be asked to put in more hours than the average Joe. The emotional roller coaster that comes along with entrepreneurship is another unique example of why we need to be more dedicated than others to taking care of our health, both mentally and physically. One day you can be on top of the world, and the next day it feels like the entire world's coming apart. And you might experience that several times, that whole cycle within a day as an entrepreneur. This is just how business ownership works. And because we experience the highs and lows and feel them with our entire soul, it's important that we have a dedicated effort and strategic plan to nurturing our body and mind, because the human body and human mind are not designed to have that type of vacillation between emotions in such a short period. So we have to make sure that as hard as we're working on our business, we're working on ourselves as well. And lastly, entrepreneurship and business ownership can flat out at the end of the day just become boring. There's a lot of burnout that comes with being an entrepreneur. And when you have those bouts of just exhaustion, physical, emotional exhaustion, like you don't want to continue doing this, like every day is the same and the grind is stretching on forever, you need the ability to summon up your best self. You need the ability to put yourself back in a positive state and keep taking action and moving forward. And when you have a strong body and strong mind, you're much more likely to be able to snap through those bouts of exhaustion and burnout. Whereas if you're not focusing on yourself, those bouts of exhaustion and burnout can really drag on. They can really eat you up. And over the long term, they can come to define your business. If you know any entrepreneurs out there that are like just doing well enough to pay their bills, but they're so tired that they've really given up on their dream that they have for their business. They're making just enough money to not go back and get a day job, but they're really not happy. They're in an endless cycle of burnout, and they're not bringing their best selves to the table every single day, that best self that can help them break through that plateau. And so for that reason, it's really important that we empower ourselves to show up in our best state. So how do we do that? How do we focus on ourselves in a way that actually improves our business journey as well? Well, there are 5 keys that I want to outline. And the first one is that we have to embrace an active lifestyle. What it means to embrace an active lifestyle is to make physical activity a non-negotiable in your world. The same way that if you're running a successful business, I can all but guarantee you have non-negotiables in your business. You may not call them that yet. You may not say these are our non-negotiables, but you most likely have a standard. You most likely have a way of doing things that you refuse to violate, whether it's who you market to, how you provide your service, what the quality standards of your product are. You have things that you refuse to do in your business, standards that you refuse to violate. And having an active lifestyle is no different. Having an active lifestyle is simply making the commitment to taking care of your physical body and making it non-negotiable. Meaning, if you plan on exercising a certain amount of times per week, that needs to go on your calendar just like your most important meetings. If struggling to get some really healthy physical exercise in every single day and you don't have it on your calendar, but you have other important meetings on your calendar that you won't miss, then you're not actually embracing an active lifestyle. You're not prioritizing your health and your fitness, which will make you a better and more successful business person over the long term. So even if it feels strange and uncomfortable, that's probably only because you and maybe the people you've surrounded yourself with haven't embraced an active lifestyle in the past. So if you want to start embracing one and make it important, put your hours of physical activity on your calendar the same way you do everything else that's non-negotiable in your world. If you wouldn't blow off your most important meeting that day, then don't blow off your workout. Put it on the calendar and get it done. Make sure that you put yourself in a position where it's easy for you to hold yourself accountable, because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. No one else is coming to hold you accountable. No one's coming. This is what we've learned as entrepreneurs throughout our careers, is that no one's coming to help. Unless we show up for ourselves, no one else shows up in our world. And so if you want to get in better physical condition, you need to make it just as important as the other most important things in your business. And I know that that can be difficult to understand as an entrepreneur who needs to be thinking about and working on and looking towards their business goals every single day. But you have to make that connection. You have to see that one is important to the other. Being in good physical shape helps you show up in a more effective manner every day. So don't let working out, don't let physical activity, don't let the hard thing be the first thing that goes by the wayside when you have a whole bunch of other things you need to do for your business that day. Let's learn how to delegate some of those things. Let's learn, is every one of those things essential? Let's learn what I can put on the back burner, what I can delegate, or what I can get rid of entirely, so that I can spend 45 minutes exercising this morning, because I know that over the long term, if I do that every day, I'm much more likely to show up in a better state and be more effective in the time that I do spend at work. You've got to embrace that, though. You've got to make it absolutely non-negotiable and make it fun. If you're not currently exercising on a regular schedule already, I want you to experiment with different things that might work for you. You don't have to show up and lift heavy weights all day, every day. You don't have to try to hit your personal best bench press every single morning. There are many ways to go and exercise and nourish your body, and you'll really, really enjoy. Maybe you join a club, you play a sport, whatever it is. Every single one of your local gyms is going to have some sort of class or something like that challenges you, but also puts you in a community of like-minded people, and it's probably something you'll really enjoy. Don't let the thing that everybody says you have to do be the thing that you feel like if you don't want to do it, you just shouldn't exercise at all. I guarantee you there are an infinite number of ways to get your body healthy exercise. I've tried a heck of a lot of them, and they all work better than not doing it at all. So don't get discouraged if you don't like the workout that you see on Instagram that's making you feel guilty for not doing exactly that. Go find what works for you. Get a sweat going. Spend 30 minutes to 60 minutes in a zone where your body is feeling like it's really working hard, and I promise you, you're going to show up a lot better over the long term. What makes this step easier is just ingraining it into your way of doing business, your way of navigating your life. Work in movement and exercise into your routine throughout the day. You can't see it right now, but my wife's treadmill is actually right beneath me. Whenever she works, she usually uses this desk, and she'll walk like 5 or 6 miles, even more sometimes, throughout the day at like a relatively slow pace. She raises this desk up, and she'll just walk all day. She incorporates movement into her daily routine. It costs like $250 for this thing. She uses it every single day. It's a lifesaver because she doesn't have the time to go and walk 5 or 6 miles every day, but it's one of the best things that you can do for yourselves. So with one adjustment, she's able to work that into her routine. This is going to sound crazy, am notorious for just doing bouts of push-ups in the office on days where I don't have time to get to the gym, or let's be honest, I just slept in because I wasn't feeling like getting up and going to the gym at 4 o'clock in the morning. I will make that up by just simply dropping down and doing 20 or 30 push-ups at a time. It's something where if you've never worked around me or met me before, you might think is a little unique. The people in my world, the people in my community, my teams, they know that's part of my life. It's important to me. It costs me nothing but 30 seconds at a time to get it done, and it adds up throughout the course of the day. And so one of the reasons I've been able to stay in really good physical shape for the first 37 years of my life is I do little things throughout the day that add up to my non-negotiables. If it's a non-negotiable for me to exercise every day and I can't get to the gym, there are very simple things that you can do to continue to challenge your body and to take care of it throughout the day. So commit to an active lifestyle, and that's number one. Treat your workout the same way you treat your most important meetings, and just treat the things that you know that you need to get done for your body and mind throughout the day as if they're just as important as the most important things in your business, because at the end of the day, they are. They 100% are. Key number 2 to really taking care of your mental and physical health to become a stronger entrepreneur is to fuel your body with quality nutrients. This is one of the most difficult things to do as entrepreneurs because we are always on the go, and food is delicious. It is so much easier to just stop and grab something on the way to your next meeting or whatever it is, and to go and find something healthy, track it down, or cook a whole meal. Stop it with the excuses. In this day and age, you can meal prep. You know enough about what quality ingredients look like and what you should be putting in your body. There are no good excuses for not eating healthy, at least like 80% of the time. Let's go 75 to 80% of the time. That means 3 out of every 4 meals are really good, healthy meals that are going to fuel your body, keep you in a state of energy, and help you show up in a better state. This is super simple. You just need to take dedicated time and create a non-negotiable around preparing your meals and putting yourself in a position where it's easy to access quality food. I spend about an hour every single Sunday just cooking 5 lunches that I meal prep. It's super simple. I have protein, I get some vegetables, I package it up in Tupperware, put it in my fridge, and I grab one every morning on the way out the door. And it's stuff that I like. It really doesn't challenge me that much because I've seen over time that the better I eat, the better I feel. And so after about 30 days of preparing your own food and getting quality ingredients into your body rather than going and grabbing some fast food in between meetings, you're going to get addicted to it. You're going to crave better food because your body responds better. So eat a solid breakfast every day. If you want to keep it really simple, eat eggs in the morning. Maybe a little bacon on the side, maybe some greens of some sort. Eggs are a fantastic source of protein, and they're one of the best possible things you can put in your body. I eat 4 of them every single morning, among other things, and then I'm off. Really, really, really simple. It takes about 6 minutes total to cook eggs. One ingredient will change your life if you eat them every single morning. So don't let "I don't have time" be an excuse. If you have 6 minutes, you can take care of your body and set yourself up for an awesome day from a nutrient standpoint. Like I said, for lunch, meal prep as much as you can. Take 1 hour on the weekend to prepare your lunches for the week. It not only obviously would be great for your pocketbook as an entrepreneur who wants to inject more capital in their business, but you don't ever have to think about it again. You just think about it for that 1 hour that you're making the food, and then you're good to go for the entire week. And if you have meetings and if you have things you have to do, you're going to need to be disciplined. You need to be disciplined in your business with your decision making, and you need to be disciplined in the habits around how you treat your body for optimal results. There's no way around it, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad if you haven't made really good food choices in the past, but it isn't difficult. It's just about whether or not you're willing to do it. If you have a lot of lunch meetings and you're going out to a lot of restaurants, take the time to do some research on what are the healthiest menu items you tend to come across, and then commit to eating those. Even if they're not the most delicious thing on the menu, I promise you're going to feel a lot better throughout the day. You're going to have much more sustained energy. You're going to come from a much better place of positivity, and you're going to make better decisions. So yes, if you have to sacrifice the delicious fried food that you're normally used to eating at lunch for something that's more healthy, I don't feel bad in guiding you to do that, because you should be. It's long-term one of the best things that you can do for your body. For me, I really like to spend time cooking dinner. It's kind of a meditation for me. It's something I enjoy doing when I come home, but I understand that not everybody has the time to do that. I like to cook myself healthy meals at home. It's one of the things where I break out of the repetition of like eggs in the morning, meal prep lunch. Now I get to do something fun and creative for dinner. Why don't you just slow down and enjoy that part of your life? Why don't you make time to spend with your spouse, your partner, or someone you care about and make dinner together? You can make something really, really healthy, and it can actually be a really fulfilling experience if you allow it to be. That's just my guidance and advice. I think that cooking and eating dinner with my wife is one of my favorite moments of every single day. So I don't see it as something that I have to do. I see it as something that I really look forward to every single day. And if you're not able to do that because time doesn't allow or whatever, you're just going to have to make it work. Every single restaurant out there, every grocery store, everywhere that you would stop and get an unhealthy meal, there's some substitute for it at that same place where you can get something that is more healthy, even if it's not the perfect thing. And that's really all this is about. When you're just trying to treat your body better than you have been, move in the right direction. You don't have to go all in 100% of the times and cut out everything that you like to eat. But just be conscious. Be conscious of the idea that how you treat your body has a direct correlation on how you show up in your business. When you keep that in mind, it's really easy to make better decisions for your physical health and for your mental health. And I know we haven't even talked about making that connection too much, but what you put in your body directly affects your mental health. When you are overloading your body with caffeine and just destroying your adrenal glands, that's going to show up in your mood. When you have that caffeine overload for long periods of time, the high that you get from it tends to wear off, and you're much more susceptible to bouts of depression and other sort of down type of moods because your adrenal glands are just absolutely fried from all the coffee that you've been drinking. That goes for everything that you put in your body. When you put healthy, nutrient-rich food in your body, your mind operates at a more optimal level. You're going to show up with more positive energy, have more positive thoughts, be less stressed. Your mood is literally affected by the food that you eat. And I just want you to keep that in mind. When you eat unhealthy, empty carb-filled food, you're going to have a more difficult time from the mental side of things, operating well in your business every single day. This next one is one that it took me years to really learn the importance of. But number 3 is that you've got to prioritize rest and sleep. I cannot stress to you enough the benefits of shutting it down at an appropriate time and truly letting your body get recharged. The quality of your sleep is directly tied to the quality of your performance. If you are well rested, you are going to come from a place of positive energy, reduced stress. Your physical performance will be better, which means everything else is going to have a much better chance of falling into place. When you are sleep deprived, when your body is already struggling as it wakes up, you are coming in a low state of energy. You're going to be more stressed. You're going to overreact to negative stimuli, and you're going to make poor decisions in your business. You get no points for simply burning the midnight oil just because you think that what entrepreneurs do is they stay up all night and work and work. Every hour you put in past the point of where your body is well rested, you are incrementally less effective every hour after that. So when you continue to put in hours when you're in a low state of energy, rather than turning in, shutting it off, and letting your body rest and recharge, you're not really getting much done. You're working, but you're not really effective. You could get more done in a well-charged and rested hour than you probably can in 5 hours of working in a low energy state. This is one of the biggest myths of entrepreneurship, is that you have to burn the midnight oil every night and then you have to continue to pull all-nighters and put in excessive hours. That's just rubbish. It's not true. What you need is to be as effective as you possibly can in the time that you're working. That comes with being well rested and recharged and ready to show up with vibrance and energy every single day. And you are well rested and ready to go. By the time 3, 4, 5 o'clock comes around, you're going to get a heck of a lot more done than if you work until midnight. Don't go to bed until 2 in the morning. Try to wake up at 6 and then just slog your way through the next day, because that's what entrepreneurship is. That's nonsense. That's not going to work at all. You're going to put a lot of hours in, but you're also going to be really frustrated because your business isn't nearly where it should be. Because the leader, the one who runs the entire show, is coming from a sleep-deprived and ineffective state every single day. Do not burn the midnight oil. Prioritize your sleep. Get at least 7 hours a day. Everybody's different, but 7 hours is probably the minimum. If you're not consistently getting 7 hours of sleep per night, your business is going to suffer. I just don't know how else to tell you that, unless you're doing some sort of illegal drugs, which is going to have a whole different effect on you down the road. You need rest. Your body needs to recharge, and over the long term, you're going to get a hell of a lot more done by coming from a place of positive energy every day rather than physical burnout and a really low energy state. Key number 4 to prioritizing your mental and physical health is to develop healthy stress management practices in your daily life. We tend to deal with stress as it comes to us, and our ability to deal with stress is really only practiced in the moment. If we ever get better at dealing with stress, it's usually because we're in a lot of stressful situations. We tend to start recognizing them, and then we get good, or we don't get good, at dealing with them more effectively. And so if you want to become better at dealing with stress, one avenue, which a lot of us tend to take, is just to endure a whole lot of stress for a long period of time and gain that experience and get better at managing it. But that's not really healthy. Enduring long bouts of stress for long periods of time seems like what you're supposed to do as an entrepreneur. I guarantee you it doesn't make your business any better. Just being stressed for stress's sake doesn't make you a better business person, doesn't make you a better operator, and it's not going to make you more successful. In fact, reducing the amount of stress in your daily life is going to help you operate from a place of positive energy, and over the long term is undoubtedly going to make you more successful. And so rather than just enduring stress and finding better ways to manage it, work into your life non-negotiables that help you deal with stress before you endure it. One of the most powerful habits that I have worked on developing over the years, which has made a night and day difference in my business and my life in general, is deliberate mindfulness practice on a daily basis. It truly takes no more than 20 minutes in the beginning to start to work on calming your mind, really learning to live in the present moment, take a step back from your immediate challenges and stresses, learn to see them more objectively, and then make rational, unemotional decisions to move forward. Having a daily meditative or mindfulness practice over the long term will add up to a night and day difference as to how you show up in your business. It will make all the difference in your decision making. It'll make all the difference in how you see the challenges that approach you each day. It is literally the difference between you believing that the world is falling apart and you recognizing opportunity that you otherwise wouldn't have even seen coming. It will fundamentally transform the way that you operate your business and how you make decisions by turning your daily stress on its head. I just cannot vouch for this practice enough. If you are not taking at least 20 minutes a day to slow yourself down and get into a state of meditation or some sort of mindfulness practice, it should absolutely be one of your first non-negotiables. It's just as important as every one of your most important meetings in your business. There are a million ways to start a basic mindfulness practice. As somebody who's probably quite busy and on the go, I would just download an app. I would get the Headspace app, the Calm app, something like that, which will help you with guided meditation courses, and just start there. It is one of the most easy things to just get up and running right now. And I want you to give it a chance, give it time, because in the beginning, it's not going to feel like it's working at all. That's why you need it. In the beginning, your mind is going to be racing all over the place. In the beginning, you're going to close your eyes to meditate, and all of the things that you would rather be doing, that you feel anxiety around, that you feel like you're behind on, are going to flood into your brain. That's what you're dealing with all day, every day, by the way, when you don't have a mindfulness practice. So it's really important to stick with it. Stick with it for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. You'll see the transformation. You'll see yourself become non-reactive to things that used to really fire you up. You'll see yourself start to step back from the situation and make dynamic decisions based on information rather than immediate emotion. You will see the difference in how you show up every day and deal with the daily stresses and challenges of your life and your business. I cannot say it enough. Get a daily mindfulness practice. And step number 5 in developing your physical and mental fitness is to surround yourself with like-minded people. We do this in every aspect of our business. We're entrepreneurs. We base our businesses on models that people have left before us and been successful. If you don't already have a community of people that really value their physical health, their mental health, and have solid practices around it, then go find those people. You are a business owner. You are a community builder. So go and develop relationships with people that can set the tone for the culture that you're looking for, that are going to hold you accountable to the goals that you share with them. Those people are going to become major allies for you, holding yourself accountable to the things that you already know are important to you. This is so predominant in my life right now. We have the same crew of people that go to the gym every Monday through Saturday. And the times when we don't show up, I got to know that the next time I do show up, people are going to be like, hey, we missed you yesterday. How you feeling? Are you sick? jokingly, playfully, but really they're reminding me like, hey, we were all here yesterday and you weren't, right? And I make those things up in other areas. Like I just said, I do my push-ups in the office and all that type of stuff. But we have a great community of people who value the same thing. And they end up being the same people we hang out with on the weekends and we go to dinner with and we really enjoy spending time with. But they're also there every day at our local gym exercising because they value those things as non-negotiable, and they inspire me and my wife to do the exact same thing. So whether it's your local gym, some sort of club, a class you're doing, whatever it is that you're committing to for your health and fitness, find other people that are doing the same thing and create a community or join a community, become part of one and build those relationships. Those people are going to become great friends, they're going to become great allies, and they're going to be key advocates for your success in this area, which will translate to you showing up and building a better business. So that is it. The 5 keys to really developing your mental and physical health so that you can show up as a better, stronger business person, lead your team behind the vision that you've cast for your company, and ultimately achieve your goals. Remember, burning the midnight oil, grinding it out, it only works for so long. What's really powerful is showing up in your best, most effective state every day. And taking care of your body and taking care of your mind is going to empower you to do that. I would love to hear how your health and fitness, both mental and physical, practices are going, how they've shown up in your business, how they've affected your decision making. Drop a comment below, get in touch with me. I really appreciate you listening to another episode, and I'll see you next time. Thanks again for joining me for another episode of Leading with Force. If you found this episode valuable, please consider subscribing to our channel and leaving us a review. And then head on over to brianforce.com and sign up for our newsletter, where we bring you all sorts of guidance on how to build your business, grow and scale, and lead your people with purpose. Thank you again for listening, and we'll see you next time.